Welcome to Couch Co-op, guys! Yay! This is, I think this is the most packed. God, how many people we have? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
5,
19.
6, 19, 20. There's more people. You just can't see. There's a live studio audience. Not really, but
Welcome to Couch and 4 Chairs Co-op.
yeah. No one's sitting on the floor yet, though. Jeez. Okay. Who do we got? Well, we have JPK.
Hello.
John Patrick Kelly. He's playing some Infamous. We got Ron over here playing some Donkey Kong. We got Jason.
I'm playing some Beer Kong.
And this is kind of his going away episodes. We have
Episodes.
we're doing 3 episodes. This is like we're shooting a massive amount in his man cave before he takes off. And,
Also, I'll be traveling through time and space.
yeah, I shouldn't have said any of that. But anyway, and we got Justin.
Hello.
And we got Jared as always.
Me again.
And I put it out there, and people seem to like the idea that we talked about handheld games. So I figured, handheld video games. So who wants to talk? Let's start. We always kind of let Jared not talk in these episodes. He's just sitting there, and
I sit here and look like I'm just enjoying my beer. Usually,
I'm not a big handheld gamer. So, what do you like?
I do like handheld game consoles. I just haven't owned one for a while. The last one I owned was the smaller DS. Actually, it was this exact model, DS.
Yeah.
But I rather enjoyed it. But I haven't picked up a 3DS yet. I really actually want that because Nintendo decided they wanted to release Kid Icarus, a game I've been waiting for a recovery for decades, and they released it on a handheld that I didn't own. And eventually I'll pick it up. I saw the 2DS.
Has anyone bought one of those? Is it even selling a 2DS?
I doubt it because I just saw it on sale for $99.
What?
And I was half tempted to pick it up because it looks dumb, but hey, I would have been able to play 3DS games, but not have to worry about the 3D stuff.
So just really quickly, what do you think? What is your favorite handheld currently that's come out? Like, could be old or new. What do you think is the best?
I had the most fun with my DS. I haven't played with the Vita, but I also really want a Vita. But yeah, I mean, in the early days, I did have the original Game Boy, and I think I started on those old Tiger games. You remember those? Yeah, it was single tone. They had the stupid car, like just advance pop games. Yeah, those things.
I did not like those.
Those were terrible.
I loved them.
Justin, how about you? You had a PSP. Have you? That's all I know you ever had as a handheld. Do you have anything else?
Well, yeah, I had these before the Game Boy came out. Nintendo had like this pocket game thing where it was like a little clamshell.
Play and watch.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the watch. It was actually like they ported it to this little, and it was just like the first Mario, where they're jumping. Anyways, and then I got a Game Boy, and then I had a Game Gear, and then never had a DS. Then PSP was the last one that I owned. So
what would you say is your favorite then, or which one do you wish you had, or
Yeah, I don't have any handhelds right now. I wish I had.
Come on, say the Sega Nomad. The Sega Nomad.
Atari Lynx.
No,
That was fun.
I had one of those.
I know you did.
No, I don't know. Probably just Game Boy, man. With
Game Boy?
some classic games. It was fun, good stuff.
All right, Jason. You have a huge collection of handhelds here.
Yeah,
Did you always get handhelds from the beginning?
Yeah. Though it should be noted, I buy all the handhelds. That doesn't necessarily mean that I play them.
Right.
Because I'm a game collector.
But do you enjoy any of them?
Yeah, I do enjoy them. The problem is that, in every home I've ever had, and like going through the technology generations, I always buy myself the Cadillac of console gaming systems, and I'm always busy when I'm out and about during my day. So I very rarely find myself in a situation where I'm not home and have time to play a handheld gaming system.
Right. So what would you say is your favorite?
My favorite of all time?
Of all time.
Well, in terms of the one that I've been most impressed with from the first time I saw it, I'm going to say the Vita, with a very close second being the PSP. The first time I saw the PSP, I was blown away, but the first time I saw the Vita, I was like, this is what I've always wanted.
It is a good-looking system.
It's amazing.
They just released the newest one, and
I love that thing.
I want it.
But
that one has the OLED screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The new one doesn't.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
And, but that said, the handheld video game system that I have put the most time into was the DS, with a close second being the Game Boy Color. I played so much Tetris on the Game Boy Color. I guarantee no one in the world is better at Tetris on the Game Boy Color than me. I am like...
Challenge.
That's challenge.
Yeah,
Big words.
good luck with that.
This is going on the internet.
All right.
This is true.
960 lines. Beat that, motherfuckers.
I can't. Okay, Ron, I mean, I've known you for a while. I know you had quite a few.
I've had a lot of handheld consoles. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, Vita, Lynx, Atari Lynx. So I've had a lot.
And what would you say? Do you think was your favorite?
I think the one I had the most fun with was probably the DS. Something that helped with that though is the R4 chip that you could put in those and mod them and basically just throw any game you wanted onto. Right. That helped because the games are still kind of spendy. But so I spent a lot of time with that. The Vita is totally cool and impressive. I haven't put a ton of time into it. I've been kind of saving it for those times when I really need something like that. Because there doesn't seem to be a ton of quality games for it, I would say. At least not as many as I would expect for how long it's been out now.
Right. I think that's a big complaint for a lot
Sony's
of people.
been having troubles getting support for it.
And John, we're not going to ask you because the only handheld game you play is Pocket Pool. All right, so okay, so what I wanted to ask next is, so you guys, I think generally the DS is kind of your favorite majority.
Yeah.
I mean,
I put a lot of hours into that thing.
Yeah.
How many of you have the 3DS, and is the 3D worth it, or you just rather it just be a DS? Is it a gimmick, or is
It's
it
just
cool?
gimmicky. It's kind of cool at first, but
It actually makes my face hurt the
Yeah.
second I look at it. I have to turn it off. I've only played with it half a dozen times. I'm planning on playing that new Zelda game for it. GameSpot gave that game of the year. Like the reviews on the new Zelda for the 3DS are just like off the charts. Everyone who's played it is essentially saying it's the greatest Zelda that was ever made.
Yeah,
So I am jumping all over that. My girlfriend Elena, she bought the Zelda 3DS, and I'm planning on borrowing hers to play that. But I have messed with the 3DS, and I ended up just turning the 3D off. And it's the glassesless 3D that bothers me. That's what makes my head hurt. Because I'm a huge fan of 3D gaming. Like this TV behind me is 3D. I played Uncharted 3 in 3D. I played, Killzone 3 in 3D. It was fucking awesome. I played Gran Turismo 5 in 3D. Like, I am a huge fan and supporter of 3D gaming. I wish they would keep doing that, but doing it glasses free on a handheld, like, I don't like that at all. And as Jared was saying, like, the 2DS would actually be a great option for me if they hadn't made it incapable of folding in half and this weird black and red wedge.
Ugly
I think that's for
non-portable.
kids. I think it's to be, indestructible. The hinges don't break. I think that's for kids. I think that's what it was mainly designed for. Like the idea that kids could drop it and it'd probably not break. Justin or Jared, any experience with the 3DS, or are you like,
yeah,
shit?
I played it several years back at PAX in Seattle, and I
That's
ended
some
up turning the 3D
extensive
off.
experience.
Yeah, just a small demo. I played with the 3D. There's a slider, so you can adjust the depth of the 3D or whatever, and it didn't work for me. I wasn't a big fan.
My only experience is Alex Cannard has one, and he'd bring it into work and show me like all the cool different things that it can do. And I'm pretty sure it was a 3DS that he showed me where like you put this card on a table. I don't know if it's the 3DS or the whatever you guys are talking about. It's like you put this card on the table, and then like you take a picture of it with the 3DS, and then it'll turn that card into like a dragon or a box or something like that.
That's really cool.
And when you move, and you can take the 3DS and you can walk around the table, and it'll stay in the table, so it's like you're looking
Augmented
at
reality.
something through. Yeah, it's really, really trippy, and it's like I mean that's the kind of innovative shit that like Nintendo's good at, but yet,
Right.
you know.
So I don't want to. This is not a mobile gaming show, but I feel like what you guys are talking about handhelds. You buy them, but you don't play them that much. You don't have one anymore. You don't currently want. I know you want one.
I want a Vita.
You have one.
I want one.
You have a Vita, but you don't.
And a DS.
And DS, but do you play much? So like, is handheld gaming really something you're interested in? I mean,
Yes.
it is, but you don't do it a lot. Like,
Well,
what keeps you from doing it, or why?
I'm in the same boat as Jason. I'm a delivery driver, so
Yeah.
I can't really
Yeah.
play it when I'm out in the field because I always have to deliver product. You know, I drive up to 200 and some miles a day, so I don't really have time to play handheld games at home. These days, I might actually be able to play a handheld, so I've been thinking about buying a Vita. Or, I don't know. It's a hard draw right now because I have a PS4, and if I got the Vita, I'd be able to do the second screen thing, so I could actually stream games.
Yeah.
And that would
But you
be
could stream
awesome.
from far away too. You could have it stay at home, and you could be like in another place with Wi-Fi, and you can stream.
Well, yeah. A lot of the bars I go to, when I'm delivering, you know, they have free Wi-Fi. Sit back and play my Vita, play some Rayman. That'd be awesome.
So as much as I absolutely love that concept and was sold on it the minute that Sony announced that at E3, that was going to be a thing you could do, I was so excited. I went out and got a Vita immediately when they announced that you would be able to play your PS4 games on the Vita outside of your home. Like, that's very exciting to me. And I brought my PS4 home on launch day, and I plugged it in, and I was playing Killzone, and it was blowing my mind. And I was holding the DualShock 4 for the first time, and I was like, this is the most comfortable controller I have ever held in my entire life.
It does feel good.
And then I was like, all right, now let's try this remote play thing on the Vita. And I started playing Killzone 4 on my Vita, and it looked fucking amazing. It was beautiful on that screen.
But it's kind of.
But I'm holding this weird, awkward controller, whereas moments before I had been like, wow, this new controller is the most comfortable controller I've ever held in my hands before, and now I'm holding a Vita.
There's some give and take, obviously.
Yeah, there's some give and take
But
on
how
that.
well did it actually work?
It worked very well.
Yeah, see.
No lag.
No lag.
Well,
And it was beautiful.
It depends on your internet, obviously. I think if, depending.
Yeah, and if you're local, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's less lag, but if you were to actually do it remotely from somewhere, there'd probably be a
Well, if
I
you're in
have
Portland,
never
though,
done with
it
Portland
remotely.
getting the Google internet here coming, I mean... if
Oh,
you-
in Portland,
In
but
Portland.
not in Vancouver,
I'm just-
where we are.
We're not currently in Vancouver, actually, guys, but...
Well, currently, yes. Where
Portland!
we are.
But Portland, I
Finland!
mean, it's that could be a really cool
That's
thing,
awesome.
But so Justin, why? I mean,
What?
handheld gaming? Do you care? I mean, you had some handhelds. You don't care
Well,
anymore.
actually,
do you?
I've been wanting to get one of these. They make these consoles that can play Nintendo Genesis, Super Nintendo games, and all that. It's like all-in-one
Right.
console. They make handheld systems where you have to put the gigantic game into it, and it looks kind of stupid, but it looks like basically a PSP. And you're able to emulate all the old games or whatever if you want. Now I'm sure they make emulators for the PSP and whatnot, but it'd just be kind of cool to
So you're just
take that stuff.
You're clearly interested in it just merely for the retro aspect. You don't really care about.
Well, no, I mean I want to learn more about the Vita. I mean I loved the PSP when I had it. I didn't want to get rid of it. And the Vita just seemed too expensive because I knew that when I had the PSP, I rarely ever played it, but when I did, it was fun. So, but the Vita, I haven't researched any games or anything, but I do have a question.
Yeah. Shoot it out to the knowledge base.
Do they have Grand Theft Auto for the Vita?
Grand Theft Auto, yes.
The old
do?
ones,
Wait,
yeah.
the old ones, not like the current
Yeah.
Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto 5
Well,
and
no,
4.
I mean like...
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah,
get the other shit
like
for
Liberty
PS.
City,
totally.
Yeah,
Vice
yeah.
City,
You
Yeah?
can get that stuff.
Oh, okay. Alright.
You can get that
I'm
stuff.
sure you can get the Vita used now, too.
So,
In fact, they just had it on PSN. They had a huge Grand Theft Auto sale. You get everything for like $5.
Okay, so here's the thing about that
Uh-oh.
we need to find out so that we can answer this question, because I downloaded and purchased Final Fantasy VIII on the Vita via the PlayStation Store.
It wasn't playable.
No, it was playable, but it only used 2/3 of the screen.
oh,
I was really pissed off about that.
That's weird.
beer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Probably because
Right
the
side.
game's aspect ratio is...
Oh yeah, this is.
Will you
Not,
pull the logger handle? Yeah, it really, really pissed me off. I purchased Final Fantasy VIII, really excited to play it on that big, beautiful screen that the Vita had, and then once I started playing it, it was the exact it was the exact same size as a PSP screen.
little head.
So I had about 2/3
Thanks.
of an inch on every side, and it was like,
And you can't
It-
zoom in on the screen?
no, you couldn't zoom in. It just it pissed me off.
Oh, that's weird.
I was like, I bought this machine because it has a big, beautiful screen and fits in my oversized hands.
What if you- what
I
if
wish
you-
it had
and
power.
they are
That's the glitch.
cutting
I
it
wanna turn it on
down.
right now.
What if you stream it? Did you try streaming it and see what that did?
No, I didn't try that.
That'd be interesting.
It has to be a glitch. I mean, that can't be proper.
That seems weird.
Had to
Yeah,
have
that
been
seems
patched by
weird.
now. That just
seems
sounds
weird.
really
No,
awkward.
no, I looked online.
Oh really?
Nobody said
Yeah,
that in the
I looked
reviews?
online, and everyone was saying, yeah, that's the way it is.
It could just be the way they ported it.
Yeah, apparently, if you played it on the PSP, it did the same thing.
But why would you?
Because it was a PSP port. It actually, on the PSP, it would cut down the size of the screen. Only the PSP gave you a zoom option, but they hadn't added that on the Vita yet. So that was the thing that really ticked me off. Like, I was excited to go back and play through Final Fantasy VIII on a nice big screen that the Vita had, and it ended up being a complete waste of my time. Like, I played through like a third of the game, but it just... I kept hoping that it would stop bugging me, but it didn't.
Is that the only PS1 game you purchased on your Vita?
Yeah, I would never purchase another PS1 game on the Vita, now knowing that that's what it does.
Yeah.
That's PlayStation 1, though. I mean, PlayStation 2...
PS2's got to be full
Because
screen.
PS1 doesn't really have... It has the classic Grand Theft Auto games, so maybe the PS2's,
Yeah.
the ports are different. I guess I would have to talk to someone. Did you...
We'd have to
You
try
might
it.
want to research
Not
before you
the-
pick it up.
Only the new ones. I mean, I've downloaded The Walking Dead, downloaded Uncharted,
But these are all kind of...
newer
HD.
games, yeah, but not any terribly older ones.
So, like, tell me a little bit about your, like, how much handheld do you play, and, like, is it really something you're interested in, or are you just
Yes.
buying it because you're a collector?
Nope, I'm not a collector at all. I play it. I work out of town a lot of times, and I spend nights in hotel rooms, and I like to have it there for me to kind of get past the nights. You get off work and too tired to really go out and do anything else. So yeah, I totally use it all the time.
Did you have
The DS a lot.
Oh, DS a lot.
DS a lot.
But lately, not so much.
Not so much, but I got it for that, and I'm saving those games for those moments because those moments are important to me when I need to have something to play.
But have you traveled and tried the PS Vita, PS4? I know you have a PS4. Have you tried that traveling yet?
Not traveling yet.
You haven't tried
But I play there's not as many buttons to that thing as there are on the PlayStation 4 controller.
Right.
You got the two, like the 4 shoulder
Like
buttons.
they have
and
to
you
like
got the-
map a lot of it to the touch in the back, like
Mhm.
you know.
And
so
I've
it's
heard
kinda-
L and R2 are both to the back touchpad.
I
Is that how it
Yeah,
is?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I need to play
It
with it a little
sounds,
bit more
it
then.
sounds
And I
awkward,
also-
but I don't know. I hear it works.
I
pretty
also
good.
hear that like when you within your own network at home, it's pretty solid. But it's that when you go outside of your home and you're at a place with Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
that like when you're streaming the game, while it works, that's where the lagging issue can come into play.
Yeah.
Jason, do you have something to add to that?
No, I'm just very suddenly regretting the fact that my Vita it has no battery charge right now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we could totally pull up
we could do that.
this game and we could play it with the Vita and just
But then
show
this would
people.
become a Vita episode. Handheld episode.
Well, I mean,
We are all
essentially.
Sony fanboy. No.
Well, no, I mean, I'm very much intending to spend some time with the 3DS, even though I plan on doing it with the 3D turned fully off.
Right.
But as of right now, the Vita is the only handheld on the market that is
Next gen.
current gen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next gen. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's it. Everything else is past.
Let's talk about games actually now. Do you think it's currently? Do you think they're lacking?
Yes.
Like
Well,
what is
yeah.
the
For the Vita, I would say absolutely. Nintendo has a way of letting out really good portable games for their handhelds. I mean, I would say even better to a point than they do for their Wii and Wii U anymore.
Right.
You know? But yeah, I would like to see more selection of better games for the Vita. I mean, it's an expensive little console,
Yeah.
and I would like to spend more money on games. You know.
Right.
Yeah, I would as well. The Uncharted game was fantastic, except for the fact that they just kind of crowbarred in a touchpad aspect to it. But the Uncharted game for the Vita was absolutely beautiful. The Killzone game was an amazing first-person shooter.
I hear Tearaway is awesome. Have you tried that?
I haven't tried.
I hear that's one of the
heard it's
best
pretty great.
experience. That's like the
Gravity
experience.
Rush.
Oh, I played that on. That's
Gravity
the one time I
Rush
played it.
was absolutely amazing. I have Mod Nation Racers for it, which I have spent a lot of time on, and I also have Wipeout that I've spent a lot of time on. So I really enjoy. I really enjoy playing the racing games and the action games on it. Like, I actually have spent a pretty decent amount of time on my Vita, because like Jared, I am a beer delivery driver, but unlike Jared, I find myself with, 45 minutes to wait on an account to open.
Right.
So I keep my Vita in my delivery truck, because I pull up to places, getting ready to unload some kegs, and it's like, oh, they're not going to be here for 45 minutes. Let's play some Final Fantasy, But the thing that I find that is really missing from the Vita library is a solid Vita
Title.
RPG.
Oh, RPG.
RPG is what I want. I really want a good RPG. I know that Persona 4 is the best rated video game for the Vita on Metacritic right now. Persona 4, highest rating that any Vita title has, but it's a PlayStation 2 port.
Right.
They just put out the HD version of Final Fantasy X to the Vita, but that's a fucking PlayStation 2 port. I have a current gen system.
Right.
Give me a goddamn new RPG.
So you want RPG?
That I haven't already played for.
Yeah, because PlayStation, the original PSP had a lot of RPGs that people were collecting, and
they were good.
yeah.
So Justin, what would, aside from the retro stuff, what kind of game would you buy a Vita? Like if there was a game coming out that was like just solely for the handheld, what would that game be?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, maybe, but like Jason wants RPG. What would you want?
Well, I feel bad because I honestly actually forgot that even existed before we did this show.
Right.
Yeah. So I would like to research the racing games. I mean, if there was a really cool racing game
Right.
on there, then I think that would probably be it for me.
No,
Forza or
seriously.
something.
Mod Nation Racers and Wipeout.
Well, that's a karting game, and
I mean, like,
Well, they're essentially both
you know
karting
how much
games.
I love Need for Speed. The long.
I know that Most
road
Wanted
map.
was on this. It's a little different. It's not like you're not driving around the city. It's kind of more episodic. Most Wanted, but it's supposed to be pretty badass on here.
Right.
But I know you're not a big fan of that game. But like,
Well, because it's such a small screen, I don't know how much information I need going on the screen. I think that's why the DS does better is because they kind of keep their games simple as far as the graphics and stuff go, and they focus more on the gameplay than just trying to push the technology and the system, and I think that's probably why it does better. But anyways, just if that could show me a sense of speed, you know.
Right. I'm sure it can. It's a powerful little... I mean, it's powerful. It's like, what, theoretically more powerful than the PS3?
It's pretty much equal. It's pretty much equal
I heard
to
it was
a PlayStation
2.5.
No, it's... Not if it's pushing PS4 games.
Well, only through
streaming.
streaming.
But still, that's pretty ridiculous.
But they look fantastic.
That's what I'm saying.
Seriously, we will get a charge. And I'll
So
show
Jared,
you.
just kind of helping us close out here, like, kind of... I know you want one. Why do you want one so bad?
I would love a Vita, whatever people want to call it. It's Vita. But I would love it for mostly like indie titles, which not too many of these people here like
But a lot
indie
of them
titles.
are crossplay.
And a lot of them are crossplay. So if I bought them on my Vita, I'd be able to play them on PS3 and PS4. But Sony rapes people on the cost of their memory cards. So I don't think I could afford to be into that scene because Sony doesn't give a crap about their prices on the memory card. I mean, just a small memory card is how much? What do you have in that, and how much did it cost you?
32 gig is like 60 or...
Whoa!
Yeah, 32 gigs for like 50, 60 bucks.
16 or something
It's
like
ridiculous.
You'd fill that up.
How
with
many
like
games
I
can
don't-
fit on that?
I don't have a memory card in it. It
dependent.
came with a decent sized hard drive.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no, it's
have
just a
a-
memory card in it.
but I buy a lot
haven't
of content
expanded.
on the PlayStation
4 gigs,
Network
4 gigs,
store.
Yeah, it's...
So I would have filled that up in a
That's
day
the
and a half.
rapening of that.
The rapening.
Yeah, the rapening of Sony.
But at the same time, right now you can get one of these for $199, and I pay $299 for that.
This is true.
So
Or you
with
get
the
a good-
price,
you can get a bundle.
with
You
the
get
price of a memory
The Borderlands
card.
2 bundle sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I know Borderlands makes you sick on the PS3, but maybe on this it would maybe not so much. I don't know.
That's a really good point. I'm actually going to try that because I believe you guys that game is amazing.
Oh, it is. If you like Diablo or
Yeah,
role-playing game,
it's just on a 50-inch TV. It gives me motion sickness.
So-
it might not do that to me on that.
So this takes cartridges,
Yeah,
and so that obviously saves battery power, so it's not spinning a disc.
right.
That's good.
But I mean, the OLED screen consumes a bit of.
Well, the
power,
new edition, supposedly
No,
the battery
I-
power is way better.
I can play that for 5. I can play that for 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, so before we close out, because I want to get to this, do you really think there's a future in handheld gaming? Really? I mean, with mobile on the, I mean, how as epic as iPads and phones are right now, do you really think that Sony and Nintendo? I mean, I know Nintendo has a huge grasp right now, but do you guys
Yes.
really think it's going to hold on?
Yes,
I do.
Well, my biggest complaint about mobile gaming is that it's all touchscreen, and
Yeah.
I like to be able to feel the button that I'm pushing and everything, and I think it's just kind of stupid to like not be able to have that stuff, and then they put these virtual buttons on there that you push the screen.
Right.
It just
So
it sucks.
I
It's
think
horrible.
it would be.
Who wants to go next?
I think it would be smart for both of them to adopt, like either the Google Play Store or the iTunes Store, into their system. I think that would revolutionize console versions of handhelds because they're all touchscreen now. So why not
Right.
be able to play a free or 99-cent game?
Right. Who wants to go next? Someone want to talk about that? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, Candy Crush.
I have no interest whatsoever in playing games on my iPhone or my iPad, strictly because of exactly what Justin was saying. I want the tactility of the buttons. Sony attempted to get around that by releasing
The PlayStation Go.
a PlayStation phone.
Oh, the phone, but the
Yeah.
Go also had like a phone
No.
capability, I think.
No,
Didn't
but Aaron Stell bought the PlayStation phone where
It had a
it
controller
flipped
that
out,
could do it.
and instead of having a keyboard there, it had a PlayStation controller.
And he
you
never
had
used it.
You had R1 and R2 buttons. You had a D-pad.
Well, Sony
and
never
you had the
supported
buttons.
it.
Well,
They still release free games for it.
yeah, they supported it, but I mean that very much appealed to me. But even my friend who was a gamer who had one was like, this
But
is
the
this
processing
is
power
alright.
isn't this. I mean, it isn't a
No.
Vita,
Right.
even a
Right.
PSP, really. I mean,
So I will. I'm on my 4th iPhone now, and I do not buy video games for it. I keep a Vita in my car. I play the DS at night. You know, I'm not going to mobile gaming.
Right.
Some people are, but I'm not because I am I am a person who wants buttons.
Well,
Ron, do you have any comments on that?
I agree with these guys.
You guys-
The only thing I'm going to play on my phone is like Candy Crush.
yeah.
Suck a dick.
That's
Candy Crush
Suck a dick.
and Simpsons tapped out. If you
I played some
Simpsons
pretty
Tapped Out,
serious
that's
Bejeweled.
All right. You know what? Couch co-op has been on. Hey, wait. Someone else.
Hey, no, we're done. We're out of time.
No, we're out of time. Someone else send us out though. Someone say this is someone else. Come on, who wants to do it?
This is Couch Co-op. See you later.
Hey!
From the monkey. Once more. Try it again.
This is Couch Co-op. See y'all later.
I think you spit all over me that time.
All right, you got your own shower.
Cheers, guys.
Beers.
Cheers!